Okay, this video, I got two topics. It's similar to my last video. By coincidence? Same kind of themes. We're talking about quitting veganism and other stuff. And I'm going to talk about my last video and a strange coincidence that happened. Yep, it turns out that while I was making that video, it was like the exact same time as the terrorist attack in New Zealand. And it was a strange coincidence. The things I was talking about, I may have been sensing that the attack was happening. But first, veganism and this quitting thing. Let's see here. Yeah, about quitting the vegan diet and other things. People have many reasons for quitting veganism, or some of those, well, main reason would be they feel that something is not right. They don't feel good. And sometimes their bodies will send a message to them that they need to change something. And there could be many reasons why the body would send that signal out. But that is where people stop thinking. Which brings us to today's ex-vegan. You may have heard that there's another one. I'm not going to say this person's name because I don't want... a lot of people don't realize when you say someone's name in a video, Google's, YouTube's algorithms also pick that up. And it even helps the person when you do that. So we just got to stop this at some point. Yeah, I agree with Michelle, who made a video earlier today. She was saying she doesn't care. I don't think she used the ex-vegan's name in her title, but of course probably said it in the video. But see, at some point we got to stop doing that. Which brings us to, let's see, of course Cheetah was the first one to get in on this. He's a professional. That's meaning that's what he does for a living. Try to get off living on the beach. He's got to get in first and get the biggest money. Of course, that's biggest money under the person who went ex-vegan. Went ex-vegan. So where am I here? I keep drifting. Oh, there was, yeah, and the response videos keep coming in. I don't know this guy very well, but he's supposed to be some respectable person. Mick the Vegan has come in. I didn't watch this video. I saw his title. It's the typical thing. oh, here I am to respond to the next ex-vegan and try to explain everything away. But at some point, we have to stop doing this. It's been done. It's like a keto mechanic saying under Michelle's video there, well, you do care if you're making a video about it. Well, what I care about is people getting brainwashed. And yeah, we got to get the views. But it seems like that's all Mick wants to do is do what's going to be trending. But we have to consider how we're promoting this trend of ex-vegans. So, Mick, it's all been said. It's usually these ex-vegans, like I was saying, there's a number of things they could be doing wrong, but they don't think about it. This person was a raw vegan. Went from all the way to the obscure outskirts of veganism, all the way off it, and to meat. There's a number of things that could be going wrong, and calories. Well, a lot of people don't get enough calories when they go off meat, which has a lot of calories in it. And especially you got to be careful with raw veganism. You're not getting much calories with a lot of raw vegan foods, which is why some people turn to a lot of fat, but then they have problems because of that, and so they go off it anyway. And when they go off it, they could just go off raw veganism. Now, I don't know about this, but maybe someone can answer this. Did this person quit raw too? Was this fish raw or cooked? Well, is it some restaurant? Who knows? Well, maybe she said in her video. Oh, by the way, she had to make a video because she's been exposed as a liar for the last few months. She's been lying, I guess. So she had to make a video about it, and of course put 6 commercials into that video because she knows that video is going to get a whole bunch of views. What can you do? You can just make some money, at least. She's going to need the money. And as a YouTuber myself, I can tell you, those commercials don't just get into your videos. YouTube doesn't automatically put those in. They only have the videos, they only have the ad, they only put in the ad that comes before the video. The ones in the video, you put in yourself. So she purposely put in 6 commercials, stuffed them in there. Like Vegan Cheetah, and Casey does a lot of that. And you put them in early in your video because that's when most people are still watching. They're watching. Yep, they know all that stuff. So yeah, it could be calories, or it could be non-diet related. Do these people think that when they get on a real healthy diet, that they can just go their whole life and not have any kind of health issues? Oh, health issues got to give up veganism. What does an omnivore do when they have a health issue? Well, sometimes they go to the doctor and see what's wrong, and it's never, oh, you're eating too much plant foods. So this person could just get off raw veganism and mix up their diet. There's many ways to eat a vegan diet. For instance, I'm having problems, and I try different things. I like to look. I've learned not to look at my diet first, and look at what am I doing that's making me so irritated. One of those things is making videos about Bart and the carnivore army. I'm getting real tired of that. Got tired of Casey. And it's nice not to think about him anymore. I'd have his voice in my head. Oh, what's really weird, I would have his voice in my head saying, and you heard this, your videos are terrible. I'm going to put this in the title. Worst vegan of all time. Well, I don't have that in my head anymore. Now it's been replaced with Bart saying, no one would pay you to do what you're doing. You're not good at it. So I make videos about it as therapy. That was just a joke. So I'm going to be quitting Bart soon, because we can't just keep doing this. It's, I only got in here so I could infiltrate and get some videos out, so that when Bart and his crew get real popular, maybe some of my videos will be over to the left, over to the right there, related videos. Hopefully some people will see that and listen. But at some point you got to move on and hope this trend will fizzle out. Okay. Next, the other thing going on is my last video. Like I was saying, I made a live video, and I went on the air, and I was talking about all the bad things that were going on that day in the news. I was watching the news earlier that day. Well, at the computer, I'm getting notifications. Latest ex-vegan. Bart's cranking out the videos, stirring up his viewers against veganism, while Trump is on the TV stirring up his base against Muslims and the damn vegan liberals wanting to ban meat. That's coming up. I'm jumping again. I'm jumping ahead here. And then about an hour later, I turned on the TV and heard about the New Zealand terror attack. And after a few minutes, I started realizing the coincidence. My video, I was just talking about how evil is encroaching, expanding. And then I started thinking, And this just happened a few hours ago. I wonder how close it was to when I was making my video. I tend to think about stuff like that. What if? Let's look and see. And I did look. And I found that it happened just before 2 o'clock local time, New Zealand, which I happen to know is 4 hours behind my time. I learned that fact for doing my live debate with Bart, the only person I know who lives in New Zealand. And I was kind of concerned there, because I know those types of people. They're all it's all connected, people. That's why I talk about that's why I'm talking about all these different things. It's because they're not different. It's all connected. And you're going to see more of that in an upcoming video. Politics and diet and veganism. Meat. It's all connected. Meat is very political. So let's see here. So just before 2, now I don't know the exact time I went on. I haven't figured that out. But it was right around 6 my Pacific time, which was the same time. And I was saying stuff like, evil. And the title of my video was Daphne and the Crazy Carnivore Crazies. They're out in force today. That day was especially bad. And that was just as someone in New Zealand stepped out of their car with a machine gun and headed towards a mosque, killed 49 people, probably during my live stream. Also, strange coincidence is that the massacre was live streamed on the internet. So I was watching news. I like to hear what people think. And I have some comments to those things. One person on TV said that the killer reminded them of an animal. The person was like an animal as he was going around shooting people. I'd like to specify what type of animal that's like. Not just any type, but a carnivore animal. See? It's all connected. And I saw someone say on the internet, and in a video, I think I saw the video. He was shooting while he was driving. I guess driving away. And I don't know if this was in the killer's video or the manifesto put up hours later. Someone saying one of those. It was either in the manifesto or the killer in the video saying, "Subscribe to PewDiePie." And the reason that would be is because PewDiePie has talked a lot about the situation with Muslims and the Jews. Of course, he hasn't perpetuated the idea of violence, of course. But on that note, that brings us to Trump, who was apparently referenced in the manifesto. Didn't say Trump's name, but said a symbol of renewed white identity. Yes, I am a supporter. So I guess we can presume, and this is not a first, it's not a second, so much violence has been done in the name of Trump, and some deaths. And let's see, I think it was the manifesto said that the Muslims were invaders of white countries. Yeah, this killer was Australian, which is basically the same thing as the United States, as Durian Ryder has talked about many times. That's how I learned from him. Same people, same kind of people. The countries are the same. With the meat eating, fat. So the killer said this, that they are invaders. And that same day, Trump he also used the word invaders to describe the brown colored people coming across the border. They're invading. And he months ago he said, why not people from Norway or Sweden, where PewDiePie's from? It is all connected. Trump has instigated violence. He has actually said this on multiple occasions. Police, don't be so nice. Let them bump their head on the top of the car. And, well, of course, this goes way back before he was president. Going to bomb those fishermen when they flip off our ships. He was not joking. In case someone thinks he was joking, there's no joking. No signs of it being a joke. I said this in 2016. He is a violent man. He's a monster. And he is. And this shooting is on his head. People, our government, the governments of the world, they are a reflection of the voters. That's all they are. So if you don't vote, you're part of the problem. So vegans out there, or veganist people who have ethics, you need to register to vote. And you need to vote. I saw a comment on the internet that said, the people who promote any kind of violence should be removed from this world. That reminds me of what I said in that 2016 video. Trump, get the F off of my planet. And my comment to that, let's see. Oh yeah, people who promote any kind of violence, even if they promote it in, well, you know what I thought about how the only reason we have all this violence towards farm animals in these factory farms is because people are supporting those factory farms by buying the meat. If you are buying that meat, you are in effect promoting the violence. You are enabling it to continue. Just like when you say the names of ex-vegans, put it in your title. It's not going in my title. You're promoting the continuation of it. But the solution, well, that's something we should talk about. See, that day of the shooting, the news was talking about how Trump made another veiled threat. He can't make open threats, of course. then his supporters and Fox News and his spokespeople, how are they going to be able to twist it and deny and lie? So he's got to make veiled threats, like saying that his police and biker gangs on his side that if things get out of hand, it's going to be really rough for his opponents. I don't have time to get into that. I got to wrap up this video. But there's so much to say about that. No one does that in the U.S. No one says that. Only in horrible places, like certain places in Africa, China, North Korea. So I'm going to be quitting some things to try to feel better. Yeah, something's going on. But see, I don't start. I don't start by thinking it's my diet. I look other places. So now I gotta do something different with my online activities. Got to cut back on news. But I'm thinking there's something with my diet. It's like something I've been eating. It might be causing a problem. But anyway, this ex-vegan we're hearing about, it doesn't make any sense. It's, again, too many inconsistencies, and we talked about this before, and so there's no need to keep doing this. Yeah, the story makes no sense, but I'm not going to go researching it. There's better things to do. So that's it for this video. Now I gotta rest, lay down.